Hey, this is Cassie, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
Shout out to Blue Blood Sports TV.
You're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
Shout outs to Blue Blood Sports TV.
You're watching Blue Blood Sports TV. Hola, habla Cindy, está viendo Deportes TV.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, two division, former unified junior welterweight world champion and WBC welterweight world champion, Danny Swift Garcia, responds to all the critics and all the people stating that he wasn't worthy of a Terence Bud Crawford fight. WBO welterweight superstar boxer, champion, pound for pound, king, Terence Bud Crawford, and saying that Danny Garcia is not a high-profile fighter in the same light as an Amir King Khan. And this all stems from Danny Garcia being offered $3 million, Amir Khan being ultimately paid $7 million, and Danny Garcia feeling like he was worth more than $3 million that they offered him. Bob Arum felt like, and Bob Arum is top-ranked CEO and promoter of Terence Crawford. He felt like Danny Garcia, wasn't worth more than Amir Khan. And ultimately, Bob Arum feels like if Danny Garcia felt like he was worth more than the $3 million they initially offered him, then he should have negotiated it. Right? Danny Garcia felt like he was worth more than Amir Khan, seeing as though he knocked out Amir Khan. Well, Danny Garcia had this to say, because there's also other people that come out and they state that Danny Garcia cherry picks a lot of his fights. Danny Garcia doesn't fight the best opposition out there. Danny Garcia is gifted in the position and awarded title shots without earning them. Well, Danny Garcia had this to say: I'm truly a Hall of Famer right now. I've accomplished a lot. I've been world champion in 2 different weight classes. I've defeated multiple world champions, right? So this is what he said. I definitely feel that right now I am a Hall of Famer. For real, I'm a Hall of Fame fighter right now. If you look at the last decade and what I've accomplished, right? I've been headlining world title fights since 2012. I fought 13 former world champions. I won 3 titles in 2 different divisions. You can't really ask more from a fighter, right? Then he goes on to state the fighters that he beat. Eric Morales twice, Amir Khan, Zab Judah, Lucas Matisse when Lucas Matisse was the machine and the boogeyman at 140 pounds, Lamont Peterson, Paulie Malignaggi, Robert Guerrero, and Brandon Rios. He lost 2 close fights to Showtime Sean Porter, 2-time welterweight world champion, and former unified welterweight world champion superstar boxer Keith one-time Thurman. Those are the 2 blemishes on his resume. So Danny Garcia, is responding back to all his critics. He's stating that, listen, I'm a Hall of Famer right now, right? So if you do, you go down the list of the guys that I beat, 13 world champions in my career. And you can't argue with that. I stated this before. Danny Garcia had one of the best resumes in the sport of boxing. It's because he fought a Rod Salka, and people felt like, oh, he cherry picked. They wanted to see. And sometimes in your career as a boxer, you can't have a break off, right? The boxing fans they want to see you fight the best after the best after the best after the best. They don't want to see you fight mandatories. They don't want to see, unless those mandatories have a name that they can identify with, they don't want to see those types of fights, right? Fans are harsh in this sport, right? Unless it comes to their favorite fighter. So Danny Garcia has a resume, a record of 35-2, 21 by way of knockout. Those 2 losses, like I stated, came at the hands of Sean Porter and Keith Thurman, right? He's going to fight Ivan Redback January 25th, and people want to see him fight better opposition, right? But the truth of the matter is, Danny Garcia fought some of the best fighters in the world, right? He fought Nate Campbell when Nate Campbell was still Nate Campbell. He fought Kendall Holt. He fought Eric Morales, Amir Khan, right? Zab Judah, Lucas Matisse, right? And here's where it got tricky. He fought Mauricio Herrera and Rod Salka, and those are the two fights that people ultimately point at as the cherry picks. Then he fought Lamont Peterson, Paulie Malignaggi, Robert Guerrero, and Samuel Vargas, Keith Thurman, Brandon Rios, and Sean Porter, Adrian Granados following that. And now he's fighting Ivan Redback, which is, Ivan Redback is replacing Errol Spence because he was supposed to face Errol the True Spence Jr. January 25th, but Errol Spence Jr. suffered a horrific car accident October 10th, and that was a setback. So Errol Spence is not due to be back in the ring until late May, early June, according to Errol Spence. And so that's the reason why he's fighting Ivan Redback, because he's just going to stay busy, stay active until he can get the Errol Spence fight. And that's understandable, right? But those two fights, Mauricio Herrera and Rod Salka, are the two fights that everybody points to because they wanted to see him fight Victor Postile, who was a 140-pound boogeyman at the time as well. And he was a unified champion, Danny Garcia. Now, he had already previously beat the other boogeyman division in Lucas Matisse. But the sport of boxing and the boxing fans have a very short memory. They don't remember that. All they remember is what you're going to do tomorrow. And so Danny Garcia is saying, you know, to the people that, he's a cherry picker and he's not that good. And he's gifted in the title positions without earning them. Said, listen, he went down the list and said, I'm a Hall of Famer. Right now, I'm truly a Hall of Famer. And I believe this is in a little bit of a response to Terence Crawford saying that he didn't need the PBC fighters because he was a Hall of Famer right now as well. Right, so he said, with or without the PBC fighters, I'm a Hall of Famer if I retire right now because of my accomplishments. And he became undisputed at junior welterweight division. Terence Bud Crawford did. And now he's a world champion at the welterweight division, just like Danny Garcia was once a world champion. The difference is Terence Crawford conquered 3 weight classes, 135, 140, and then 147. And when I say conquered, he won a world title in 3 different weight classes. Danny Garcia did so in 2. But the level of opposition, one could argue that Danny Garcia faced the tougher opponents if you want to compare their careers. But they're both great fighters in my opinion. And I appreciate all of them. And Danny Garcia is going to face, more than likely, Errol the True Spence Jr. in May or June of this year. And Errol Spence Jr.'s first fight back, because Errol Spence already stated he didn't want any tune-up fights. So he made that abundantly clear. He wanted Danny Garcia, he wanted Manny Pacquiao, and he wants Terence Crawford. So let's see how this all plays out. And because Danny Garcia doesn't have a flashy style, right? His style is real, workmanlike, lunge pail and hard hat. He's not flashy with his style. He don't jump out at you off the screen with his athletic ability, right? But he's very technical. He gets the job done. He has a beautiful left hook. So he gets, discredited because he's not flashy. He's not flamboyant, right? He don't look like the most athletic fighter when you look at him, right? He don't have the most speed when he steps in the ring. He doesn't have the quickest feet when he steps in the ring. So he gets discredited for that. Point blank and period. That's where it comes from. He gets overlooked at the end of the day. That's what happens. But that's all I got for y'all. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hey, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to New Media. Shouts out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Hey, this is Jasmine. Thank you for watching Blue Blood Sports TV. Hola, soy Jasmine. Gracias por ver Sangre Azul Deportes TV. Gracias.